Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Captain TONIK TZW speaking. Please make sure that your seatbelts are fastened, your tray tables are stowed safely away, and any luggage is put away securely in the overhead lockers. You are going to want to hang on to your seats for this one. It's a massive game for me. It's a new personal best damage record in my favourite ship of all time. Of course, it's the legendary Daring. It is a fairly balanced game with 3 destroyers, 3 cruisers, 3 battleships. We've got a Schlieffen and an Aegir in division. No divisions on red team, but let's just say that red team must have had the brain cells for this game. Now, I usually say that what you should do is always play your cap. That's apart from this map, because if you go and sit in B cap, generally it just gets contested and then you aren't able to do anything. You are no use to your team if you just sat in a cap doing nothing, unable to see anything. And looking across the map, I noticed that Shimakaze is not moving anywhere. That is a great start to the game, and he is literally not going to move for the first 4 minutes of the game, and then his contribution to the game is going to be absolutely worthless. Now, ideally, we want the radar cruisers off the map, or any cruisers off the map for that matter, and at the same time, we want to be spotting and trying to get rid of red team's destroyers. I'm very wary that torpedoes might be coming through this gap, because if I was a destroyer player with something like a Shimakaze, of which I think there are 2 on red team if I remember correctly, there we go, there are the torpedoes. So I am going to pop my sonar here just to warn me, but those could be torpedoes from the GK2. No, there's a third set. I can't remember if the GK has torpedoes. Is it the GK or another ship has torpedoes? I know he's got sonar, but he's pushing hard across for that left flank. We are going to single spread our torpedoes out towards that Aegir. We know we've got battleships behind us and they should be able to get some shots onto him. We're going to add to his misery with a quick salvo, and then, oh, what's that? A Musashi pushed in behind the islands. How surprising that big battleships are camping behind islands. No, we're not surprised at all, are we? So I'm going to back up. We torpedoes are running towards that Aegir, and I'm thinking if I can land a torp on him, we can get him to damage control, we can then get a fire on him, we can hopefully start ticking him down. But he is backing up. I think he realizes he's got himself in a bit of a sticky situation. He manages to avoid most of them, but there we go. We do get one on. There is a flood on him. We're going to try and get a fire lit on him. And I was really hoping that the battleships behind me would be able to pick this guy up. There's a fire. That's ticking. Now I'm off the cap here, so I decide that I'm going to try and get some shots and a fire onto that Musashi. Forget about that Aegir. You know, we've hit him with the torpedo, we've got a fire on him, that's ticking away nicely. We get a fire onto the Musashi as well, and now with another set of torpedoes coming through from that Shima, which means he's running a full torpedo build because they came through thick and fast. We are going to get into this capture point. Now, if you look at the minimap, you'll see that red team are pushing Charlie Cap very, very hard, and our team are just sitting back and letting them push that cap. The destroyer out there on the right flank is a Z44, and he's probably built purely for torpedoes as well. And he's just sailing round spamming. He's not keeping ships spotted. You know, at least if he was spotting ships, those guys could try to keep that cap contested or reset, but it's not to be. Nobody's paying attention to this GK all the way across here on the flank, and I'm thinking, okay, he wants to push this cap. I've got 10 seconds left. There's a fire on him. He knows there's a destroyer here. I know I haven't been spotted yet, but he damage controls a fire. We've got the cap, we get another fire on him, so now we need to get the heck out of dodge. But while he's broadside, oh, there's his sonar. Let's get away from that, because if we are spotted, we are going to get focused. So we need to turn and get away from that sonar. Our Shimikaze has finally woken up. Oh, there's their Shimikaze. Nope, drop detection on him. He's a little bit too far away, but I imagine that there will be torpedoes coming through this cap anytime soon. Just in case that Shima decides he wants to sit there on that cap, we're going to put some torpedoes towards that smoke. In hindsight, could have held on to them a little bit longer and put them through more to the right, but knowing that the GK is burning and is ticking, we're going to get some more fire onto him as well. We're already up past 70,000 damage. We are, what, 4.5 minutes into the game. The torpedoes are running through. The Shima, who's woken up, is spamming torps, but it is that GK that I want rid of. You'll notice that we've got a battleship parked left and right of the gap between A and B. They're both brawlers, they're both secondary ships, and parked behind an island like that, their secondary batteries are no use to man nor beast. Now the GK is running, he is taking some fire. I think that's from the guy that's on the 7 o'clock of Bravo cap. The destroyer is still parked behind an island across there on Charlie. I'm spotted. It was to be expected, because looking at how this game is playing, nobody has gone on to Bravo cap. This Shima is going to push out to the left hand side, and why he does that I don't know, but he's trying to put some shots out towards that GK as he goes. But this GK is going to be mine. I'm running my sonar again because I know there's still a Shimikaze out here somewhere, and I want as much warning. There we go, torpedoes to the left. I want as much warning of torpedoes coming through as I can get. Now this BB that's sat there just off to my right, we're going to see him. I decide that I don't want to push through and get too close to him, because I think there might be a destroyer between he and I. But there we go, it's the Musashi. As the Grosse Kurfürst goes down for my first kill of the game, it's only the second kill against Red Team, and we are 5 ships down, less than halfway into the game. This is absolutely abysmal. That Shima is there pushing around the outside of the cap. What he's doing out there, I have no idea, but he is no use at all, and the end results will show that. So we're going to spam this Musashi, knowing that we've got sonar running, and what I missed there is that the Shimikaze does get himself spotted briefly, but because my mini-map is so crowded in that area with having the Musashi targeted, I missed the fact that he's appeared right beside it. We're up to 130,000 damage. We will max out shortly on our main battery reload reduction, and there we go, we are maxed out. We've got 10% extra damage from our main guns, but this game is all but lost. The Shima has got the Shima spotted. He's going to turn around and not go out against that guy. And to be frank, looking at the way the game played, he would have been much better staying on that side of the island to the north of ACAP. There's an Alaska, pretty much full health, so obviously everybody ignored the fact that they should potentially be targeting radar cruisers as a priority. The Z-44 is all the way down in the southeast corner of the map, a million miles away from anything, and then we get a smoke screen pops up as well. That can only be one ship. That's the Elbing, a ship that I certainly don't want to tangle with when there is an Alaska running alongside him. So I decide that discretion is needed here, and I am going to pull back a little bit because red team are full steam ahead coming in this direction. There is the Donskoy as well, pretty much full health, and all I'm trying to do here is to make sure that I am safely out of radar range because I don't want to be focused. We've only lost 900 hit points so far, and we've done 157,000 damage, and we have got 2 out of the 3 kills against red team. But we are down to 3 destroyers, and to be frankly, I think there's only 1 destroyer in this game that's been of any use so far, and I hate to, buff myself up a little bit, but yeah, it's me. That Donskoy should know better than to keep sailing in straight lines for so long, because he is going to go out for a very, very beautiful dev strike, which puts us a whisker over 199,000 damage. That Christopher Colombo is having an absolutely storming game. With 3 DDs left in the game, he's done the right thing. He's loaded high explosive. I lose a fair chunk of my hit points there, and I'm thinking if one of these other destroyers can keep these guys spotted, we can get onto them with guns and we can start trying to pull things back. But that Z44 is still so far away from anything. The Shimakaze has come through to the south of ACAP, and the fact that the Alaska is shooting at him tells me that either the Alaska has put radar on or the Shimakaze has got himself spotted, but those torpedoes were of no use whatsoever to this game. And then the Alaska disappears, and I realise why. It's because the Shimakaze is sat in a friggin' smoke screen. That is awesome. It's about this point that I realise that I'm actually in a good place to potentially try and beat my previous damage record of 255,000. Christopher Colombo puts another full salvo of HE at me. I hit the brakes, we pop the smoke, and I disappear, and we get a fire on him, which he's going to immediately damage control. And this Z44 is going to do something that is so dumb that I was shaking my head in disbelief, because he's low health. All he has to do is, if we can contest this cap, is to take Bravo cap and then potentially go across to Charlie cap and stop red team from picking up points. But look, there's that Aegea. The 2 battleships weren't able to finish that guy off, and with a sliver of health he is still in the game. But the Z44 is going to take a cheap shot at him as I try to get onto the Colombo and the Aegea at the same time. But the Z44, in firing at the Aegea, gets himself spotted, taken out by the Colombo for a Kraken unleashed. The Alaska comes round the corner, the Elbing's there as well, the Colombo is tucked in behind the island, there's the Shimakaze, and I hear that fateful message of, our team depends upon you, as we pick up a Witherer and a Confederate to go with the high caliber and the dev strike. There's a minute and a half left on this game. There's a lot of hit points left on the Alaska, and I'm thinking, can I get anything more out of this game? The game is lost, that is without a doubt, and I am going to try and kite this Alaska down. There's his radar. I'm way too close to be getting away from that anytime soon. So all I can do is try to get a fire on him, get him ticketed. The Elbing and the Shimakaze are both going to be after me. Torpedoes are on the way. We put some shots at the Shima, ignoring the Alaska for a moment, and we get a good hit on that Shimakaze, and that's enough to make him turn away. But now we're going to be trying to run away with 2 guns down. There's 45 seconds left. I've got 5,500 hit points, a full, well, pretty much full health Alaska. Please guys, target the radar cruisers as a priority at the start of the game when they're spotted. We've dropped detection again, but we're going to continue to fire because he wants a kill. I want the damage. We're getting ever closer to that 255,000 limit, and with less than, well, we've got 15 seconds left on the clock. I need 5k to beat my previous record, down to 2,000 hit points. He's on fire. We're just rolling through the guns as the clock ticks down to 0. We've beaten our previous damage record, and somehow we managed to survive. And there you go, 540 main gun hits, 1 solo cap, 3 cap defense, 3 kills, plus a high caliber dev strike, a confederate and a witherer to go with a 16 fires. We finished top of the board with 2,433 base XP, which beats pretty much everybody on the red team. There's that Shimakaze at the bottom of our team, and the Z44, because he did get himself some damage, but he's still 1,400 XP behind us. So if you feel really sorry for me for that one, please do smash the like button, leave me a comment, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support the channel, you can leave a super thanks on the video or take up a membership to the channel as well for as little as 99p a month. Until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.